It's a beautiful day, and everyone is awakened and ready to do something exciting. Well, everyone except the very lazy ones. Last night was pretty windy, and the ripe coconut fell near our entrance. Shake it, baby. We have 3 coconut trees in our small piece of land, and it's important to harvest coconuts in time. Because the coconut tree can grow up to 30 meters tall, and the average coconut is around 1.5 kilogram. Nobody wants for it to land on his head. Today is weekday, that's why the street is empty and it's pretty quiet around. This is one of the most favorite places to chill for my family, the main spot to catch a shadow, fresh rumors, and our Wi-Fi signal.
Oh, I'm with the tour guide. Hey, where are you going?
Let the road lead us.
I don't go with us. This is zombie everywhere.
The goats are one of the most famous farm animals here because of the ease of caretaking and healthy diet-friendly meat.
Zombie. Let's go.
Even though we started feeding the street dog just recently, he's been very loyal to us already. I wear the hat most of the time I go outside, but Alex never does. He is too stubborn to care about the heat stroke.
Probably not the best idea to come here
Why?
after the rain. But since it's raining now almost every day, we don't have much choice.
Going down the hill, the road gets very muddy and slippery.
It's not really good. I don't know what those herbs.
Here.
You can meet a lot of herbs and flowers during the trip into the wild nature of the Philippines. Some of the plants smell incredibly good.
Feels like it's just bouquet.
Alex have just fell into the mud. Good thing he didn't hurt. Good thing he didn't hurt the dog that was just beside him. No worries about Alex though. He used to fall living in a snow country. The people living minimalistic lives just in the middle of the forest. It doesn't necessarily mean they can't afford living in the civilization. There are also a lot of rich people who run from stress and hassle of the city and prefer to settle among the nature.
Time to watch everybody. Let's go.
Water is the only thing this dog is afraid of, so now he will probably face the biggest challenge of his life. This river is mostly shallow, but there are some fairly deep sections. The water looks cloudy after yesterday's rain. We can hear lots of children scream during weekends. They're enjoying jumping and swimming, but it's actually a pretty dangerous place for kids. The flow can be really strong, and the bottom of the river is full of big slippery stones. We were also going to swim, but the water turned out to be very muddy today. That's why my 32-year-old baby found other joyful things to do. He was jumping from one big stone to another and throwing small rocks into the water. They say men never grow up completely, but I think the life is too short for us to be too serious. Besides, I love to see Alex enjoying the nature of the Philippines, and I'm trying to initiate our small trips more often. This helps him to recover after all those terrible things he's been through. The dog is afraid of water but wants to follow us. He needs to make a decision.
Let's go, maybe he will follow.
Mommy!
We are at a crossroads now. We need to choose the right way because, being fans of horror movies, we both know what happens when you make a wrong turn.
Make right turn, not wrong turn. Otherwise, you know what's gonna happen.
Right turn.
In some places, the river occupies the entire hollow, so we have no other choice but to walk on the water and climb these numerous stones. A minute later, we found a tasty-looking fruit that smells like a plum.
You don't know what's that? The one I bite. It's pretty hard. Cannot. And it smells like plum.
We were about to start eating them, but thankfully, found out that the fruit is poisonous can take our lives away. It's good that we brought water, but we didn't take the bowl for the dog. We didn't know that he would follow us.
May hapon.
Maayong hapon is good afternoon in Cebuano or Bisaya, which is the main dialect of most regions of the central and southern Philippines.
Pero wala sa kubo.
We can see our tiny house on the hill across the forest, but it's very small and the camera doesn't catch such a distant object.
Sky is getting great. It's like it's about to rain.
We need to cross before the rain. Or we can just wait until the rain stops.
Where?
There in Viper Peak.
Zombie. Get trapped.
You tie yourself? You tie
Safety
yourself.
first.
Instead, ano.
Good zombie. What happened? I always in trouble. Sige, step.
Baby, you're touching.
He washed his legs today, so it's fine.
The forest is really large and it's very easy to get lost here. This is exactly what happened to that family with children. Last year, they got lost in these woods and spent the whole evening and most of the night in the dark forest among the numerous dangers that lurking in the darkness. Rescuers managed to find them only at 2 a.m., hungry, tired, cold, and scared to death. Little did we know that just same is threatening to happen to us. We have been climbing for the last hour and couldn't help but rest a little, even though the Viper's Peak is already a few steps away. And we finally arrived! This was a long and tiring hike, but the view, the ambience, and the journey itself definitely worth it. We dined in nature and mosquitoes dined on our blood. Zombie was finally able to get some water and food. The saleswoman is asking about the road we took going here and how are we going to come back. She's worried about our way home since we are not escorted by any of the local guides. Taking this road without a local guide is forbidden, but we don't have much choice. We underestimated the time on the way here as well as the weather. It looks like it's about to rain, and this is the nearest way home. Nearest, but not the safest.
Go, go, go. Chubby! go!
The slope on both sides of this part of the jungle is much steeper than our way here, and our shoes are not meant for this kind of the surface. The worst thing now is that even though we live just across the forest, we are not familiar with this passage, and there are a lot of forest in the forest.
Why are you staying on our way?
Zombie felt the first drops of the rain and it made him freeze.
Uy, baby!
Some areas are just too steep, and there is no other choice but to jump.
OMG.
The raindrops are getting more frequent and we are not even halfway yet. If we make at least one wrong turn, we are not going to make it until sunset and we'll have to spend the night in the woods.
Davai, go ahead.
This part of the forest is especially dense and dark. We could barely see where to step.
We should cross.
When we got to the river, we found ourselves completely lost. At this point, we had to decide which way to choose after we crossed the river.
Ah, there.
Having no other choice, I decided to trust my intuition and choose the path at the left side.
Left, right, I think.
Right. I left. Here.
Going there?
Yeah. Oh, we gotta cross here, babe. Just right. Wala, it's raining na. Babe, here na lang, babe, oh. Zombie, go. Ala.
Right.
Zombie also there.
Zombie is giving up, but we keep calling him.
His heart beating so fast.
After we finally crossed the river, the rain became much stronger, flashing the surface of the forest road.
So we're in the middle of the jungle.
We don't know the road. It's getting dark. And the rain.
Let's go. Zombie.
The slope of this hill is very steep, but we see the first glimpse of the light. We are incredibly tired and can barely catch our breath, but this light gives us hope that we can finally get out of this forest before the dusk. Eventually, we managed to climb up to an open clearing on a hill.
I think we made it.
Yeah.
And even though the area doesn't look familiar, the most important, we are out of the forest. And finally, great news. This place looks familiar. We are about 15 minutes from home.
Zombie survived.
Oh, this is Walk of Mercy.
This place is something like a church garden.
It's really a mercy right now for us. The survival fight in the jungle.
So what should we order like this? What was I trying to say? We survived the jungle. Yay! You can already live truly in the jungle.
The experience was pretty much interesting, but this is something that we don't want to repeat. I mean, we just next time we'll have to start our journey earlier and probably check the forecast for upcoming rain. That's really dangerous.
Zombie ba?
Zombie finally found a roof. These days events are big stress for this creature whose biggest fear is the water.
Finally took a shower.
Then realize, it's rough.
First experience.
Getting closer to our cabin, we notice a couple of burglars.
Shooters!
We caught these two stealing our Wi-Fi.
Sa tagna. it, guys. We managed. We managed to get home safe and sound. That's it for today. Bye-bye.